How is it that the Elder Wand manages to change loyalties and owners so easily and so frequently when it is meant to be an undefeatable wand? Why hello there, you little Potterheads, and welcome to the Half-Blood YouTuber channel, where today I'm going to answer just that, in a brand new theory about how the Elder Wand isn't actually unbeatable anymore, hasn't been for quite some time, and may even be practically useless at this point. But enough introduction, because it's time to be extraordinary. I think that it is very important to review a bit of basic wand lore 101. There are two important quotes that Mr. Garrick Ollivander says that are going to be very instrumental for the rest of the theory. The wand chooses the wizard, remember? And of course, you will never get such good results with another wizard's wand. And that is, of course, unless you were to fight them in a duel, because, as Mr. Ollivander also states, if you won it, it is more likely to do your bidding and do it well than another wand. A perfect example of what I'm talking about here is with Draco Malfoy and him using his mother's wand. In Deathly Hallows Part 2, or really Deathly Hallows as a whole for the book, we see that Draco Malfoy is now using his mother's wand, and he says very key words. He says it doesn't quite understand him. That's because unless he dueled his mother to get his mother's wand, which, let me be clear, I highly doubt happened, then in that case, it was transferred to him physically, which means that its loyalty did not transfer over with the wand. This concept of magical versus physical transferring of wands is going to be absolutely instrumental to the timeline of the Elder Wand. That was the absolute basics of wand lore, I think. If you want to get more in depth into that, you can check out my Harry Potter Magic System Part 1 video, where I talk about magical sticks for an unnecessarily long amount of time. Now I think it's time to review a little bit about the tale of the three brothers, which we know from Hermione's generous narrative in Deathly Hallows as well. Death's gifts in that story were meant to trick the Peverell brothers into dying. He gave the first one the Elder Wand, and the first brother boasted and bragged about the fact that he had this undefeatable wand, and then was stabbed in his sleep. And then the murderer, he then took the wand. He didn't duel the oldest Peverell brother. He didn't take it by any magical means. It was physical. So that means that right there, that loyalty did not transfer to the murderer. It stayed with its dead owner, and from this point on, the Elder Wand is no longer unbeatable because its full power still lies with the eldest Peverell brother, pun intended. So now, as we know, the Elder Wand can be beaten by a powerful enough wizard. But the question is, what constitutes a powerful enough wizard? And the answer is not just going to be raw skill, as some may think. Raw skill is a very instrumental part in this. If you're just flat out not good at magic, then you're not going to be able to use the full extent of the Elder Wand, but that's not the only part of it. There are also three other factors, I believe, that go into what makes a powerful enough wizard. There is motivation, determination, and environment. For those first two, let's take a look at the epic battle in 1945 between Dumbledore and Grindelwald. As we remember from that, Grindelwald was the owner. But as we all know, Grindelwald lost that battle and Dumbledore gained ownership of the Elder Wand. How is that? And the answer is because Dumbledore had the greater motivation and determination in that scenario. Because Dumbledore was fighting against Grindelwald for the sake of the greater good. No, not that greater good, his greater good. I know what you guys are thinking, but not that one. Dumbledore was fighting for mudbloods and muggles all over the world because Grindelwald wanted to eradicate all of them. He was a massive pureblood supremacist. On the other hand, Grindelwald, as I just said before, he was just trying to kill everybody who he thought wasn't worthy of living. That's a really dark way to say it, but what I'm essentially saying is people who were inferior to pureblood wizards. So in that case, Dumbledore had the greater motivation and determination, and therefore he gained Slight advantage over the Elder Wand, having combined the motivation and determination with his raw skill, and defeated Grindelwald. A perfect example of environment is during the Battle of Hogwarts. Voldemort explains to Snape that he can't actually access the full power of the Elder Wand. He says that it's producing the normal level of skill that he usually is able to perform. The problem is that it's not bringing his skill farther than that, which is what he intended with the Elder Wand. That's what he expected the Elder Wand to do as the most powerful wand ever created. What Voldemort thought was that Snape was the owner of the Elder Wand, of course, but I think that there's a secondary reason. Bear with me here. So if we look at the timeline, Voldemort had already lost, I believe, 4 of his 7 Horcruxes at that time, which means that 4 parts of his soul were destroyed out of his 8 parts. So, if you've lost that much of your living essence, and you're expecting that a wand is going to be able to bring your power forward, I'm sorry, but that's just not the case at all. Because you've already lost a significant amount of your power from those 4 pieces of your soul being destroyed is the problem. So that is a perfect example of environment, because I'm going to have to stop you right there, Jay. As one of those really cool future-telling people from Minority Report, and definitely not just because I had to edit this part out, I assure you that you're not going to finish this sentence. Carry on. Oh, but we're not done here. I told you that the Elder Wand is not unbeatable anymore, and I told you what determines your eligibility to be able to defeat it. However, I also told you that the Elder Wand is practically useless at this point in time. And why is that? Well, to answer that question, let's go down the timeline of the Elder Wand. As I told you before, the eldest Peveril brother was murdered in his sleep, and the Elder Wand was taken, so therefore it's not unbeatable anymore. After that, the next known occurrence of a non-duel induced switch in ownership for the Elder Wand was between Godalot and his son Hereward. What Hereward did is that he locked his father Godalot in his own prison cell so that he would die, so that Hereward could take the Elder Wand after Godalot died. And I can already see you typing down there in the Patronus section saying, but wait a minute, Jay, doesn't this basically contradict the entire ending of the Harry Potter series? Isn't the ending where Harry says, if I die a natural death like Ignotus, its power will be broken, won't it? Its previous owner will never have been defeated, and that'll be the end of it. To that I say, yes, you are entirely correct. Not only does Hereward and Godalot's story contradict the ending of the Harry Potter books, but that statement from Harry also contradicts its own purpose. Because if you really think about it, what Harry is saying is that he's going to get rid of the Elder Wand's power by doing the exact same thing which made it lose its power to begin with. Just like how Ignotus died a natural death, he's going to die a natural death, so what he's planning to do, and what he thinks has not been done before, has already been done, and twice. It's not that often that you find a series where the non-canon version of the ending actually makes significantly more sense than the canon version of the ending. I find that supremely hilarious, and I will end that part with that. From there on, we know about a couple of other times, namely when Gregorvich had the Elder Wand stolen from him by Grindelwald. That was also not dueled. Well, technically he did, Grindelwald did stun Gregorvich afterwards, but by the semantics of the event, I think he took it and then stunned Gregorvich, so that would mean that it wasn't a physical transfer, I think. The Elder Wand makes no sense whatsoever, therefore this theory could really technically be both correct and false at the exact same time. I have no idea. After that, we also have Draco Malfoy having the Elder Wand stolen from him by Harry, who quite literally grabbed Draco's own wand out of his hands, and therefore Harry gained ownership of a wand that wasn't even there. Which actually, if you think about it, makes sense at that point, because the amount of times that the Elder Wand was not transferred by magical means, aka a duel, I would probably be surprised that Voldemort was able to produce any magic at all from that wand. Because it's useless, as I said. It's completely useless, it can barely produce magic, because it's just broken. Time and time and time and time again. So therefore, that interaction actually makes quite a lot of sense, because the Elder Wand at that point has like barely any loyalty left in it. So anytime that it senses, oh, my owner got a piece of paper taken from him in school, so therefore I have to switch ownership too. And that's weird, because that makes sense in that situation after everything that's happened. With all that being said, I quite honestly would not be surprised if the Elder Wand changed ownership after Harry passed Ginny the Salt Shaker at the dinner table. And that's it for the video. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to demolish the like button for the YouTube algorithm, because in all seriousness, it really does help out the channel. Do you agree with this theory? Do you not agree with this theory? Do you think that it's badonkers? How do you feel about the ending to the Harry Potter series now? Do you have any thoughts of any kind about this whatsoever? Make sure to leave all of that stuff along with the 3 C's, comments, constructive criticism, and conversation in the Patronus section down below. As always, remember to subscribe to join the extraordinary HBY community, as well as for more totally tubular Harry Potter content, and remember to ring the notification bell to stay uploaded when said totally tubular Harry Potter content arrives, as well as making sure to follow me on Instagram at the Half-Blade YouTuber for YouTube channel updates and some other fun Harry Potter posts. But that's all for now, so stay extraordinary, you little Potterheads. Peace.